Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you with a video long form podcast, and this is how to be successful. And I know what you're thinking about. Be like, Chavez, you're adopted. Nobody even wants you. It's like, okay, fair point. But, I mean, yeah, like, and there's a lot of different ways to say, what does it mean to be successful? And it doesn't always mean wealth. That's just one that's just one way of measuring it. You have someone that is just, they don't make a lot of money, but if they're married with a partner that they love and they have, like, let's say they're raising a family and that's what they want, because you could have kids and it could be disastrous, but have a family, that's what you want, both of you want, you're happy, you have a dog, you have a cat. Like, if you're happy, you have good friends, you laugh every day, you eat good food, that's it, man. You won. Like, if you're doing what you like, you won. Like a lot of times, I think Mr. Peanut Butter said it best. Like, sometimes it's not best to find the meaning in life. It's just keep yourself busy with unimportant stuff, and then you're dead. And I've totally butchered that quote, but that's what it is. Like, if you, the best ROI is happiness, and I cannot stress that anymore. And some people, I know what makes them happy. For some guys, ugly guys that never got attention from girls when they were younger, it's having women attracted to you. That is a super fantastic feeling. And it's not something that a lot of men get. Even if, like, all right, good looking men, yeah, all right. But if you're like average looking, like, and you're like, let's say, introverted, I mean, you could be average looking, you can be like me, like, you'd be ugly as fuck. And then, but you go out, you just have some, just have a good time and talk. You're extroverted, and you just have something interesting to say. Yeah, you can get girls, but if it's, yeah, a lot of people just aren't that extroverted. They're just like, oh, it's a little awkward. I don't want to say anything. And you have to learn how to talk to girls. But again, that's one aspect. For me, the best way is, I don't want to say lowered expectations, although, if you keep setting expectations really high and then you never meet them, yeah, you're going to be disappointed. But for me, I'd always set my expectations extraordinarily low. Like, okay, you hope for the best, but you prepare for the absolute worst. Like, the absolute worst. And that's kind of like a curse, too, because you're always thinking, like, the worst has happened, and then most likely it doesn't. But a lot of times, a lot of times life is really only like 10% what happens to you, is 90% how you react to it. And that's just something that you have to get good at learning. But if we're talking about wealth and financial success, I got a formula. I do. And you could do it when you're ugly, when you have no college education, when you just have not, again, like, I can't stand for long periods of time. My knees hurt, my hips hurt, everything hurts, mostly because of the military and other jobs that I've done and a bunch of stuff. But if you can work your balls off, work your absolute balls off, live like a pauper, and this is how to be successful. Like, what I do is I utilize every moment of the day. And I did a whole giant project with this on Instagram where I woke up at like 6 o'clock, said, "Morning, everyone. Who's ready for a good day?" I showered, and then I went to the gym. And I don't understand, like, why are you showering before the gym? Because the gym doesn't have showers. They won't let you take showers in the gym anymore. So God bless, the people I work with. They don't care if I go to the gym and come here all sweaty. They're cool with it. And I get up, I go to the gym, I have a protein shake, I have breakfast, take some vitamins. I go and get food and bring it into this office for the day. I'm in this office between 9 and 10. And it's not, I would love if I lived 5 minutes away from work. I don't. I live 45 minutes away. So I'd say like 15 minutes to get to the gym. I work out for as long as I can. And then, so I'm here by normal time. And that's not including post office trips for when I have Pokemon cards for the business. For my other business. This business is just strictly lending, high risk lending. And I'm working here until 6. And then after that, I go, and this is something that I'm not getting paid for. Really. I mean, I have one Patreon member, shout out to Eli, my man, that follows me really just for Pokemon sales data, but I'll do Pokemon sales data, which is what things that I sell, things that I buy, things that other people sell and buy, because it's an interesting multi-billion-dollar market. That is something that I kind of got lucky with because I loved it when I was a kid. I was obsessed with it. I'm still obsessed with it. And it happens to be the highest grossing media franchise of all time. Now, you can make money with anything. It doesn't have to be Pokemon. If you are interested, whatever you're interested in, whatever you like, whatever you thoroughly enjoy, if you have multiple of it, take your favorite and make money with it. You can. You could. There's always a market, either the skills with it or whatever it is. You can do it. Like this shirt I'm wearing. Make Long Island emo again. It is from my friend Lou. My friend Lou does a bunch of things. He's college educated. He's tall. He's good looking. I did a podcast with him. Look at it. It's like it's like my fourth or fifth podcast, whatever it is. He can do whatever the frick he wants. He does. Like does a high-risk lending as well. He owns a sign shop. But what does he like? What does he do? He is in a couple of bands and he goes out and he plays gigs. He's really good at it. Now he happens to sing, but you could be in a band and not have to sing. And he does that a lot of times really for not a lot of money. It's really not worth his time. He says he just does it because it's fun. Because you have to go there, you have to set up, you have to make sure everything's good, play for however many hours, then break everything down, so it's a process. But if you play piano, go play piano for people. Go do it for cheap amounts of money. Just make a YouTube series, do whatever you can, get your stuff out there. Again, I do the videos until I'm done, until about 7-ish, 8-ish, maybe it's like 7:30, and then I go home and I take all the stuff that I print off of eBay that I sold, and it's like, okay, I have to go to inventory, I have to take this, and most of the stuff I sell is under $1,000, very, very cheap, but some of the higher end items, 4 or 5 figures, they're at the bank. I have to go to the bank and get those. There's a safe deposit box. But most of it, like, okay, inventory, I get it. I package it up, cardboard, put everything done. So I am literally working. I'm either working or commuting or working out, trying to better myself in whatever way to go and make money. Now, it happens to be like high risk. Yes, I'm good with numbers. Very interested in money. I'm good with numbers. Some people aren't. Some people, they just, like, I have no artistic capability at all. Some people take art, draw. This girl Jen I'm friends with, she is a very talented artist. Sometimes she does commissions, sometimes she does and we have disagreements on not where she should work, just she turned down a position because that's not what she wants. It wasn't paying as much as she thought she can get. Do that or collect unemployment. Like, take what you can get at that point and then build from there. Create a resume. For me, I don't know if I could work for anyone anymore. If someone were to say to me, hey, leave what you're doing right now to do, this job, like 40 hours a week, whatever, they would have to pay me minimum $200,000 a year. Because not that I net $200,000 a year with this one business, the high risk lending. I don't. But it's my own business, my own hours. I can do whatever I want. Like in this office that I'm trying to run a second business out of here. It's not something that I would want to leave to work for a boss and have a bunch of rules and have to dress in a monkey suit every day and cut my hair and shave my beard. And that sounds awful. Yeah, you have to pay me $200,000 to do that. And again, that's before taxes, so really maybe 150, 160 I'm making. It's really not worth it for me. It's just not. So what I'm saying is find something that you love, and then if you could make money with it and keep the bill collectors at bay, that's great. Because money does not equate to happiness. It doesn't. After you have enough money to shy away the bill collectors, money doesn't really make you happier after like an excess of $50,000. It does. I swear to God, it doesn't. Like, you have to deal with yourself at the end of the day, and yeah, you take a long, good look in the mirror, and it's really have a conversation with yourself. Like, okay, I have everything I could want. I have money. I have friends. Why am I not happy? maybe like just that happens. Thankfully now I happen to have a different lady friend. Treat each other very very well, and it's adult relationship. I'm better now, but just letting you know, yeah, that just because you have things doesn't mean that they're just things. Won't make you happy. But anyway, as I was saying, at the end of this video, I showed people on Instagram, I'm up from like 6-ish, and I'm working or bettering myself in some way until I get into bed at like 10:30. And as soon as I get into bed, yes, I could go right to sleep. But I don't. I'm working on videos for the next day. I'm looking sales data on YouTube. What can I buy? I'll buy more inventory for Pokemon, or I will say maybe I'll watch an episode of The Punisher or Kyle XY, whatever it is I'm watching. And yeah, like some people, you could argue that like, okay, you're literally working like your whole life away. Like you just be working one job, and then you could meet 40 hours a week is nothing. That is nothing. So I'm doing double that. So you run 2 companies, but you could have, or like I say, Chavez, you could work 40 hours a week. You don't have to do that, and then you could just relax. You could maybe not sleep, 5-6 hours a night. You could be able to go and you can still hang out with your friends during the week. I haven't seen a friend on a weekday in the last 2 years. I mean, just because, fortunately, I have a lot of friends. I think I'm a really cool guy. No, I just do. I have a lot of friends, and I can't see them, and I have to schedule it out with them literally weeks in advance. Like, it has to be weeks to months because I just don't have time. There's a lot of times what I do on the weekends is I have to take weekends. I could fill 12 hours with Pokemon and videos and just working out, but I don't. I sacrifice some of that, or I guess I could fill 16 hours with that, but I sacrifice 4 hours of that to go hang out with someone. Sometimes I'd make a day out of it, and that costs me money. Like I can do other things and make money, or I can not do that and I can, yeah. And there's like, okay, what's more important, like your friends or the extra maybe couple $100 you make for that day? Like it's, and okay, fair point, you're right. But my goal is to do this to, I'm not doing this forever. I'm not going to be working this much forever. I'm still young. I'm still in my 20s, barely, but I'm still there. And I sacrifice a lot now so that in the future I can relax and I could work maybe 20 hours a week. Eventually, it'll just be with Pokemon. Maybe with media. Maybe if YouTube channel blows up and I'll start doing like crazy stuff. And just as long as it's fun, I'll keep doing it. But if you want to be successful, you work your balls off. If you don't like finance or you don't know anything about finance and you're like, I don't know what to do with my extra money, find a financial advisor, watch my videos. Literally, like, let me know, like, hey, I have an extra this amount of money. What should I do with it? And I'll be like, hey, you can't go wrong with these things, and I'll give you something that's super safe if you want it, or something like a little riskier, depending on your risk level. Everyone's different. Eventually, I think I'd probably have to charge for that. I don't even know if I could do that legally, to be honest, because money managing, I think you have to have a license for Series 7, 67, something like that, but I don't. It's just what works for me. And again, I left the military in late 2016, went to school in 2017, and I was like, okay, this is dumb. And I started a business. And yeah, so I made myself well over $100,000 inside of 2 years. And then despite losing $80,000 earlier this year, I grew again. I made back what I lost and then some. Now, mostly it was because of doing investments, not because of like it's a product of my working, although it is. It's not saying like, okay, I'm putting in these hours, collecting that. And no, I take this money, I put it here and it grows. I take this money, I put it here and it grows. So that's how I did it. You need something that's scalable. That's why. But again, if you're just starting out, if you're 20 years old and be like, hey, I just tried to do something, like if you're passionate about something, do that. Work part-time, full-time, work a full-time job, and then do your passion on the side. You should be doing your passion for at least minimum the same amount of time that you're working. If you're doing 40 hours a week at like a supermarket, whatever it is, you're paying your bills, and let's say you're playing guitar and you just want to do that, do that, do that. And then if you decide something becomes more important, like let's say, okay, you get a girl and you get married and you want to have a family, yeah, you should get a big boy job. But up until then, yeah, follow your passion, follow your heart. If you just want to make money, yeah, again, I have no college education. 1 semester of community college. Just work your face off. Work your face off doing 80 hours a week, whatever money you can get, invest in it, and that's it. You could do that, and yeah, a lot of women, they like I am nowhere near as smart as the girl I'm dating now. She's a veterinarian, so she's a doctor, and how would you get someone like that? Because women, again, I'm talking to guys here, women don't like, they normally don't wind up with men who are below them on the dominance hierarchy. So if you are a woman that's a doctor, she's either going to want someone at her education level or higher, or someone that's as successful as her or higher wealth-wise, and that can counteract. Thankfully, I think I am relatively intelligent enough. We have, some good conversations, and she's great, and she's amazing. Apparently, she's crazy about me. I'm sorry. See how fucking elated I am. Yeah. So, and for women, this is. I'm gonna be very blunt, and you're gonna be like, you're an asshole. You're a moron. This is why you've been single all your life, and probably why you're gonna be single again at some point. Well, most guys, just don't be a bitch. That's it. Just don't be a bitch. If you're just be nice. Just like, oh, hey, how's it going? Just smile, relax, and I get like, well, we shouldn't have to smile all the time. Tired of guys, and fair point. I get it. When people are allowed to be in bad moods, when like a girl's in a bad mood for whatever reason, and a guy goes like, oh, you should smile. Honestly, that pisses me off too, because no one should tell you how to feel. But again, if this is just coming from a guy's point of view, again, 10% of life is what happens to you, 90% how you react about it. Computer just went off. And a lot of things, unfortunately, women have usually an overactive hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, which basically means that they are flooded with cortisol, the stress hormone, a lot more than guys are. Guys, okay, they get stressed too, but women tend to get stressed, and they, the hormones on top of that. Yeah, it's sometimes they're in bad moods. It happens, and guys, and if you like, honestly, this is from what I've seen, just in my experience. A lot of guys say like, she's just in a bad mood all the time. She's just like angry. She's like, and that's a lot of the reason why at times like, hey, they can't do it. Like the guys can't, like, they can't take that, because guys are just chill. Guys, and not saying that all guys are like that. Some guys are very high maintenance. Some guys are just like, no. Some guys are assholes. Some guys just plain dicks. But if you're a girl, like, guys just don't be a bit, and guys will like you. Guys will. You could be semi-attractive, and guys will. And if you're just fun, yeah, guys will love you. That's great. I've been got really lucky. This girl I'm dating now, she's just super chill. She's relaxed. She's fun, and and just talk about things, communicate. And again, this is not really relation. Oh my God, I'm almost at 20 minutes. I'm so sorry, guys. But that's it. And yes, every person has their taste about. Some girls like thicker guys. Some guys like thicker girls. A lot of times, though, generally the standard for beauty is if you have symmetrical facial features and you're thin. That's usually what a lot of girls like muscles. But some girls won't go for that. Some girls say like, hey, don't date these bodybuilder types, because you will always come second place to their body and their workout and their routine. And no one likes to be second place, especially women. Guys, they'll just be one of the in Sex and the City, where Big says, oh no, Big says to Carrie his three girlfriends, Miranda, Samantha, and it's just like, you three are the loves of her life. A guy's just lucky enough to come in fourth. And guys, pay attention to this, what I'm telling you right now. I want you to remember this moment. You will never be the most important person in her life. It's going to be her family, her mom, her dad, or whatever that is. And then it's going to be the kids. You are never going to be the most important person in her life. It's just not going to happen. Family first, then kids. And if they're a horse girl, they're going to love their horse. Like, you will. So I'm just letting you guys know. She might be the most important person in your life. You will never be the most important in hers. That's just the way it happens. Lower the expectations right now. And for a lot of girls, I guess advice would just be like, guys are trying. Guys are dumb. We're stupid, but we're trying. I don't know why this became about relationships all of a sudden, but I guess it's just about being successful. If you're happy, that's it. That's it. Just be happy. I'm gonna get so much shit for this video. I love you guys. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Tell me I'm wrong. Post studies is really why I'm wrong. This is just the way I feel. It's just my point of view. Yeah. All right. I love you guys. Bye.